You are hemorrhaging money right now. And the worst part, you probably have no idea where it's going. In 2026, something shifted. The products, services, and habits that used to feel like smart spending quietly became financial sinkholes. If you're still paying for them on autopilot, you are funding someone else's retirement, not yours. This video covers everything that stopped being worth your money this year. Not cut your coffee, not make a budget. That advice is tired and you already know it. We're going category by category through the real money leaks, the invisible ones, the status traps, and the impatience taxes that are quietly costing the average household thousands of dollars a year. 3 groups, easy to remember, easy to act on. Category 1, the invisible leaks. These are the small amounts that barely register month to month. Stack them up and the number gets uncomfortable. Start with subscriptions. The average American household is now managing 11.2 active subscriptions. That's a 34% increase since 2023. The total monthly bill, $219. McKinsey found that 63% of people cannot accurately estimate what they're actually spending. You think you're paying $80 a month, you're paying $219. That gap, the subscription tax, is bleeding you dry while you sleep. And it's not just the money. There's the mental load of managing all of it. Tracking which trial ends when, which service you haven't opened in 3 months, which password goes where. For anyone past 30, that cognitive weight adds up fast. The move that's working in 2026 is subscription cycling. Pick one platform, burn through what you want, cancel, move to the next. Stop paying for 5 things you half use and start paying for one thing you actually finish. Subscriptions aren't the only invisible leak draining your account, though. Investment management fees are doing the same thing, quietly. If you're still using a traditional bank-managed portfolio with a 1% to 2% annual fee, pay attention to this number. Over 20 years, a single 1% fee can consume nearly 20% of your total retirement wealth. Not a typo, 20%. Gone. And in most cases, those managed funds aren't even beating a basic low-cost S&P 500 index fund after the fees are factored in. You are paying a premium for mediocre results. If you haven't compared your portfolio's performance to a simple index fund recently, that's your homework this week. Category 2, the status traps. These are the things we buy because we want to feel like we're keeping up. The tech upgrade cycle is one of the biggest offenders. Smartphone companies hit a wall of diminishing returns. The 2026 model versus the 2024 model. A slightly better camera and a marginally faster chip. That's the full list. The average smartphone life cycle stretched to 3.5 years because people are finally noticing that the upgrade doesn't actually change their life. Millions are still swapping out perfectly functional devices every 18 to 24 months, losing $400 to $600 per cycle for essentially nothing. Treat your phone like a tool. If it makes calls, runs your apps, and doesn't slow you down, you don't need the new one. Experience inflation is where the status trap gets personal. The K-shaped economy of 2026 pushed people into overcompensating with experiences. Housing feels out of reach, so people spend on concerts, festivals, and Instagrammable dinners to feel like life is still good. That impulse is deeply human, but the value to cost ratio on mass market experiences has completely collapsed. A generic music festival at $300 per person delivers the same memory quality as a weekend camping trip at $60. The shift that's working for smart spenders right now: fewer experiences, higher quality instead of frequent and mediocre ones. Stop spending $200 4 times on things you half enjoyed. Spend $800 once on something that actually matters to you. And while we're here, fast fashion for adults, it exists and is targeting you specifically. Brands selling elevated basics to the 30-plus crowd at $25 to $40 a piece, made from synthetic materials that fall apart after 8 washes. You end up rebuying the same items every year. The fix is a mental framework called cost per wear. A $100 shirt that lasts 3 years costs about 10 cents per wear. A $30 shirt that lasts 3 months costs you 3 times that. Buy less, buy better. The math isn't complicated. Category 3, the impatience tax. Food delivery is the clearest example. The fees, the tips, the service markups, they add 40% to 60% on top of the base cost of your meal. For a family of 3, that's $30 to $50 in extra charges per order. Do that twice a week and you spend over $5,000 in a single year just on the privilege of not cooking. That's a mid-range family vacation. Every year, gone. Delivery is emergency only now. That's the 2026 standard. The impatience tax also shows up at the store. Retailers shifted to what they call phygital, physical plus digital. Stores are now showrooms. They want you to come in, touch the product, feel confident, and then buy it right there at full retail because you're already standing in front of it. Don't. The strategy is called showrooming. Go in, validate the quality in person, then pull out your phone, find the same product online, and complete the purchase digitally at a lower price. The store did its job. You don't owe them a premium for it. 2 more impatience taxes that don't get talked about enough. Extended warranties. Retailers push these hard because they are almost pure profit. Over 80% of extended warranties are never used, ever. Instead of handing that money to the store, build your own emergency repair fund. You become your own insurance company and you keep the premium every single time. Passive gym memberships. If you're paying $120 to $180 a month for a premium gym and going 4 times a month, you're paying $30 to $45 per workout. Audit your check-ins right now. If you're not hitting at least 10 visits a month, downgrade to a basic 24/7 gym or invest in home equipment. Either way, stop paying for a social club you're not using. If this is landing for you, drop a comment with which category hit hardest: the invisible leaks, the status traps, or the impatience tax. I rate every single one and it genuinely helps me make the next video better. And if you want to go deeper on subscription specifically, I've got a video on how to audit yours in under 20 minutes, linked right here. All 3 categories share one thing. These systems were built to extract money from you passively. They work best when you're not paying attention. You just started paying attention.